Okay, so welcome. Everyone in this meeting is one of the on-demand presenters for the convention, and I am so thankful for your work. I had the honor of seeing all of your sessions. I did watch them in double speed, I will tell you that. But watching them all come in and seeing the expertise throughout the country is a gift and an honor, and I am very grateful for you squeezing that into all the other responsibilities that you have. My name is Jill Annable. I am the Executive Director for Academic Excellence at NCEA, former high school teacher, former middle school teacher, grew up in Catholic schools. My kids are in Catholic schools. I am as on mission as you are, and really honored to be with NCEA now after being an assistant superintendent in the Diocese of Grand Rapids. We have 31 schools in the Diocese of Grand Rapids, so I'm representing kind of the smaller half of the fleet throughout the country. And many of you are teaching in small and big and all over the place. So I enjoyed getting to know you through your sessions, and you're kind of the first ones in. So I get to show you a little bit around in the convention platform today, and let you know where to find things, and also give you the best opportunity to ask questions. So you can use the chat box if you want. We are recording this session because there's plenty of your colleagues who aren't with us. 24 on this call, but there's 180 of you who submitted on-demand sessions, either as a presenter or a co-presenter. So thank you for your work. I am going to share my screen. That's how I'm going to show you the platform, but you should have seen an email this morning that gave you access. So that's kind of question number one. Were you able to get in? Have you even tried to get in? Did you see that email come through? It was sent from me, but you didn't see my name on it. It said it was from the NCEA team. So if you had any struggles with that, well, let me show you the best way to get help. Anything convention related is through the actual platform, and there's an email address I'm going to share with you. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to show you around. So what you'll notice, first thing to show you is that, everyone see my screen? I can't see it on, do you see the convention platform? Get a nod. Okay, people are nodding, sweet. Okay, so you'll see this is kind of the landing page. This is home. You can, the menu on the left-hand side is what I'm going to keep referring to because it will always be there. So anywhere you are on the platform, just like any LMS, you will see it on the left. And you can shrink your menu if you want more room. You can make it bigger so you can see the words, all right? And so on this landing page are kind of the big things. The most important thing is that if you need any sort of virtual support, this is an email address that will go straight to our help desk. I'm going to put it in our chat box too, so that you can share it with colleagues and do what you need to do. If there's any specific thing you need fixed, as I show you around today, like your name is spelled wrong or something like that, you can email that email address and we will get things fixed for you. Okay. All right. So that was the first thing on my list. I was going to show you the help desks. There we go. The next thing is you finding yourself and your own profile in there. Now, when you submitted your sessions to us, we did our best to import all the information. So you will see your name in the platform exactly how you submitted your proposal, which I think for some people was a shock because you didn't put your credentials on your name or you weren't consistent in how you were using your name. And so I'm getting a lot of those emails. So today's kind of a final check for you to check your name everywhere it is, and you let us know if you need something fixed. But let's get to it, because then you can change it in your profile as much as you want and you can add things. So on the top left corner, mine already has my picture there, but if you click on your own name, you will see then a blue edit, and then you get to put in anything you want. So if you need to change anything in there, you certainly can. You can also add where you work and all those things. If your school system has a website, please put them there, because in so many of your sessions, you're referencing diocesan initiatives or whatever it is. So please put those in there. And then you can see everything in there. Everything is fillable. One issue that we have had is some of you have multiple email addresses. So maybe your session proposal had an email address, but then later you're emailing us with a different email address, or you have two session proposals with two different email addresses on them. We are going to fix that. I'm going to show you where it came up as a flaw today. in there. We don't want you to be in there twice. That's very confusing. There's two places where you will find yourself then and find other people. One is on under the presenters tab, and the other is attendees. So let me show you first presenters. I don't think you are populated in there yet because it's happening today. So if you scroll through the presenter names, you're going to see, oh, no, maybe not. Maybe you got loaded in the last couple hours. So you may see yourself in here, or you may not. I don't see myself, so I still think that there's some missing. So the presenter pages are a little bit more simplified in some ways. So you will see your name and you will see your description in your photo. But those will populate from your attendee list. So all attendees, I'm over on the left again, over on attendees, this is where your whole profile is going to live. And so if you go to yourself here, it's going to look exactly like what I just showed you with mine. And you can scroll forever. We have, I don't know, 200 presenters, either presenting live or on demand. And then we're going to have participants in the thousands. I think we're at something like 4,000 participants right now. So you could scroll in here for days probably. But when you find yourself, it's going to look identical to what I just showed you on mine. And, oh, I guess I'm not listed in here because I was hidden. But when you click on, oh no, here I am. So as you click on yourself, you're going to see all those things and they'll drop down as drop down menus. So people can see a lot about you or a little about you based on what you want to do. You can also connect with people. So I can connect with other presenters once they're in there. So I don't want to make anyone panic by clicking on them. So I'm going to click on people I know. And it just tells them that you want to connect. After you are connected with someone, it will let you message them. So let me find someone. So like here, John Logan, he is our digital project coordinator. He runs everything. You all know that if you've done a webinar with us, Jonathan does everything. So I can message him. I can video chat him. I can do stuff once I have connected with him. So it's kind of like a friend request. Then you can video message them. So that is one way, that's probably the best way for any of your attendees to interact with you because your session is on demand, it's asynchronous. And if they saw your session, I saw in a lot of your sessions, you said, reach out to me if you need anything, I like to collaborate, and you shared maybe your Twitter handle or your email address, they can also find you on this attendee list or the presenter list and click connect or message, okay? So again, as we're going, you can ask all the questions. You're able to add your picture and revise your picture. Like I just revised mine this morning because it looked really zoomed in. So once you hit edit, up here, you can upload your profile picture or clear out your profile picture, and it will just, you can play around with that and shrink it just like any other social media platform. So that was a really good question. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say about getting yourself in there and your profile in there. If you have more questions about that, throw them in the chat box and I will address them for sure. Now let's find your session, because that was the biggest question. Some people, as I got in today, they're like, I can't find it. Well, there's a couple places you're going to look. So we organized all of the content of convention into 12 learning tracks. Now we know everything intertwines, right? But in order to keep people focused, if you wanted to stay on one learning track, you could for the whole time. So there's two different ways people are going to attend sessions. One is if they're in the live program. So these are not your sessions, but in the live program, which is very limited, we're not running. So if you've been to convention in the past, you'd be going down hallways and hallways of sessions, right? And it was too much at once. We don't have to do that when we are doing this virtually. So the live schedule, the full schedule, if you go in here, you're going to see all the big events. So Lean, Learn, Proclaim Awards, our keynote speakers, you're going to see in just a handful of sessions at a time, like 3 to 5 live sessions at once. If you, and we're going to do a little bit of fixing in here, but you'll see on some of them, you can add them to your schedule. So if you see the word add, you can hit add. It's going to put it on to my schedule. So over on the left, you have full schedule and you have my schedule. So you can put things onto my schedule if you want to save them that way. Back on the full schedule, I want to show you too that we are doing a learning lounge. I'm going to talk about that in a little while, so don't let me forget about that. So I have a request for anyone who's willing to help me. But the Learning Lounge is going to be about halfway through the day, the third block of time, and it's for everyone to collaborate, to turn on their mics and to talk to each other with like-minded folks. So I need some facilitators. So I'm going to bring that back up in a little bit and show you that. So think about that in the background. Okay, so we have all of our live schedule going on. If you're presenting live and on demand, the live is going to feel like a Zoom. All you're going to see is Zoom. You won't even have Cadence open. This whole platform is called Cadence. You don't even need to be in Cadence. You're just going to be in a Zoom like this, sharing your screen like you would anytime you present in Zoom. And then our tech team is going to project that into Cadence. So it's like we're streaming it to the platform. You're not going to have the platform open. And then our facilitator is going to chat box to you any questions coming through, because you could have hundreds of people attending those live sessions and they can't turn on their mic, they can't turn on their camera. And we want to make sure that we are facilitating that with you a bit. So we're going to talk about that next Monday night. So any live presenters are welcome, 6 o'clock. So same time next Monday with just the live presenters if you're interested. But basically it's Zoom. So if you're comfortable in Zoom and you can keep Cadence closed, it'll feel really good. Okay. Let me see here. Oh, and someone's having trouble with volume. Can everyone else hear me okay? Am I coming in soft? Okay, getting some nods. I think we're doing okay. All right, on to on-demand library. This is the fun part. This is all of you. What I love about your sessions is that you brought the best of asynchronous learning. I knew teachers would. Like I had no doubt, but I heard it in the way you were presenting. Pause your video or use this QR code. Like you're doing all kinds of sweet things in there. You will see that in the on-demand library. What I want to envision for the whole country is that we do not have to have everything go live in order for it to be heard. And so I want to make sure you are your own advocates so people don't lose sight of these on-demand libraries, because look at how many sessions we have in here. Your session may pop up in more than one of these 12. So we have 12 different learning tracks, but if, as we were previewing them, we thought like, oh, that's not just assessment literacy, it's also virtual learning. Then we actually physically uploaded it twice and it went into both libraries. It's identical, but that way people would catch it in 2 places. When you go into any of these, so let me go into, let's do evangelization and student formation. You're gonna see a bunch of menu items at the top. There's all, so all the items in this whole track are there. It's a little bit confusing there. I don't like that view. But you will, let's talk about the other ones here. So we have sponsors. So we have 1 or 2 sponsors of the track, which is great. We love our partners. And then on-demand sessions are all of you. So all of your sessions are here. What you should be able to do, and this is what I want you to test, you should see your full title the right way. As I watched your, I think I've done this as a presenter, so now I, it's kind of like turning back on me, but I think a lot of you changed your session titles because at the beginning of your slides, like it was a slightly different thing. So I updated them if I could. So you might see, hopefully that reflects what you had. And then by, and then your presenter names. You cannot change the way your name is here. Like there's no way for you to edit your session, but we can do that for you. So again, using that support email address, I will share it again in the chat box. Using that support email address, you can tell us if there's an error in how your name is shown. So let me share that again. And then also just click on your video, make sure your video works, make sure it's the right video, make sure we didn't mess something up there. That would be helpful. And you'll see it there. So that's on-demand sessions. Also, if you're curious, obviously you care about this topic, otherwise you wouldn't be presenting on it. You'll see NCEA publications that are from this track, and any of the NCEA podcast episodes. And then also every learning track has a contest. So the contest, I'll click on so you can see it. I think these are live now. So attendees, this is just fun and games. Any attendee who watches any on-demand session or goes to any live session in this learning track starts to bank up points. You can also get points by engaging with the track sponsors. So those 1 or 2 companies who are sponsoring the track, which is kind of cool. And then once you've gone to a bunch of sessions, you can take the quiz about that track. And it's gonna ask you questions about certain sessions. It's gonna ask you kind of some easy stuff, but it's fun. It's gonna make a word cloud and some things. And then you'll get some points. So no one has any points yet on the leaderboard, but you can you can see the full leaderboards this way. We also have, so on the topic of contests, so on the menu on the left, you'll see contests. That's another way to get to the contest part. Another contest we have going, which will be kind of fun for you to, if you want to self-promote your session, which is fun. I think we listen to each other because we trust each other and we recognize each other's names and affiliations. But we have a live feed, which I'll show you. It kind of looks like a Facebook feed. And anytime you post to the live feed between now and April 5th, so until our first day is April 6th, so until Easter Monday, you can post a live feed, you can comment on other people's posts, you can like people's posts, and it's going to bank up points for you. And then there's also a quiz here. So like, how many learning tracks do we have? So showing that, like, have you looked around the convention? It kind of reminds me of when you go to live convention and you kind of wander down the hallways before anything starts, just so you can find your way around. So once you find your way around the convention, virtual convention, you can take the quiz and get some points. Now, I don't want to lead on the leaderboard, so you guys have to get in there, and you'll start seeing. So I'll show you left-hand side menu now, live feed. Here it is. Oh, we do have another post. So anytime you like something, so I'll like my own post, it's going to give me some points, which is kind of fun. So we're gamifying this a little bit, friendly fun. And anyway, and you guys get a jump start because everyone else isn't in yet. So you guys get a jump start in there. But you can promote yourself in here in your live feed, tell people to come to your session, engage with other people. That's completely fine. And we like that. We want to hear from each other. What we don't want you to do, because we realize that the links aren't going to work, is sometimes you're going to get so excited, you're going to go into your own session to say like, oh, it works. Oh my gosh, it looks so cool in here. Don't then go to your Twitter feed and copy and paste that link to your Twitter feed. Like, you might think that's how you do it, but it's not going to work. Or it's going to let people in who shouldn't be in on our platform, and they're going to wonder what they have to register for. It's going to confuse everyone who follows you on an external social media site who isn't registered for the convention. And even those who are registered, if you did that today, they can't get in yet. Only you guys can. So by all means, please blast onto social media that you are a presenter, and put the hashtag in there. I'll put it in the chat box just so you can feel engaged. I've always enjoyed going to convention and using the hashtag and then searching my Twitter feed with the hashtag, because I could just get a sense of other things happening in live time in those days. But now that we are opening it up in a few days, it's like convention goes on for a whole season. We're all going to be sick of convention by mid-April, but really it's going to be live and people can be in there and doing things soon. Okay, so I'm going all out of order, but I'm getting excited. So on-demand library, find your own things. Find it in the learning track that seems appropriate for yours. I didn't have to change many of those from your session proposals, but I did add some. We've talked about the live feed. We've talked about presenters. If you want to just see the learning track sponsors, they have their own little spot here with all of them. And then also they are in the virtual exhibit hall, but you're going to see a lot of other things in the virtual exhibit hall. Unfortunately, you don't get your free Post-its and pens and t-shirt giveaways and stuff. But you can still check out all of our sponsors, and they're giving prizes for all those learning track contests too. So that's how you get your swag. I think some of them are even giving away like Chromebooks and stuff. So so that is fantastic. So we've talked about the contests, and two more things. So NCEA Central, if you want to know, a few of us are new faces at NCEA. Here's everyone who works at NCEA. So if you want to be nosy, here we all are. And then also the bookstore. So we still have our NCEA website, but we kind of made a website within a website. So if you want to look at all the publications, they're all in here. We will be awarding CEUs and participation certificates for people who need them. You can purchase CEUs. This page down here, I'm not going to click on it yet because I think they're still building it, but people can earn them that way. You all can too. And you have to do a session evaluation for any session you want to get credit for CEUs. So those aren't looking too live yet, but you'll just do on a drop-down menu, choose a session that you're in and evaluate it for credit there. We can also run all of the attendance records. So if you are curious when it gets to, the platform is going to be live for all of spring, but if you want to know how many people saw your session, we can run those numbers for you after the fact too, because that's kind of interesting. It's weird to present to people who you can't see. And so if you are curious down the road, we can certainly pull that for you. It's going to be great for us to see what people are most interested in. You know, what we self-select to attend is much different than what other people might say we need. And so we like to go to what's comfortable and what we want to work on. And I'm really curious by our membership's interests based on these 12 tracks and all of your expertise. Okay, let me think about, I just want to talk to you about learning lounges, and I want to take any more questions you have. Let's talk learning lounges for a minute. So halfway through the day, you are going to have an opportunity to jump into these Zoom meetings, but I can't be in 10 places at once for 3 days in a row. And our team isn't even that big. So I am curious. You do not have to do this, but I'm seeking 30 people because there's 3 days, 10 different rooms. If you could go in and facilitate, there's just 4 questions. You just have to get people talking and keep them talking, which are all good at, 'cause we're all teachers. So if anyone is interested in facilitating one of those, that would be super helpful on a volunteer basis. So I'm going to say that to you now. And then if you have interest in facilitating one, email me. I'll put my email address in the inbox because I don't want to lose track of who's interested. Tell me which one. So I'm going to show you the 10. So higher ed, we're going to put all the college people in the same room together. And then diocesan leaders, so superintendents plus, right? So assistant superintendents, I have no idea how many of them are going to be attending. So we're going to throw them all in one room together. You can also, if you're going to be facilitating, you can put people in breakout rooms and stuff. I have no clue how many people we're going to have. It could be 10 in your learning lounge. It could be 10. It could be like 200. So if that doesn't freak you out, that's the type of volunteer I need. Someone who's not going to be frazzled by, doing that on the fly. We have K-8 school leaders and then high school leaders, early childhood teachers, and then K-2 teachers, 3 to 5 teachers, 6 to 8 teachers. Those are gonna be the fun ones. 9 to 12 teachers, inclusion educators. So all of my favorite people who work with exceptional learners. And that's the 10. Now, right now in your head, you're thinking, but why don't you have a room for, and then fill in the blank? You're all thinking of one. I know you are. Because we can't manage 8,000 rooms is what it comes down to. So if you think I really missed a really, really important one, let me know. But if you're gonna tell me one more, please also tell me who you think could lead it, because I know I'm asking favors in a year where people are already stretched thin. This has been a really hard year to lean on people for extra tasks. So that's my plug for that. Okay. All right, I'm taking like open questions now, like turn on your mic.
Jill, this is Betsy Rafferty. I'm sorry, I have my camera off because I've got my 2-year-old with me here, but
It's all good.
I missed what you said. Do you want us to email you if we're interested in facilitating?
Yeah, that would be great. Email me so I don't lose track of you, and then I will email you back and tell you which day. Each day it is the 3rd block of time. So that would be 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's live, right? So a lot of things are not live in here. This is absolutely live, a live Zoom room. It's 50 minutes, but you're really just getting people talking. So shoot me an email for anyone interested. Tell me which one you might be interested in, so I don't assign you preschool teachers if you're a high school teacher, because that makes people really uncomfortable. Let me know your preference. Okay, what other questions, comments, anything that comes to mind? Any general, I also need to pick your brain, any general questions about the platform would be great for me too, because you're the test audience. Pretty soon we're going to let thousands of people in, and what you're going to ask is the same thing they're going to ask. you can, so great questions are coming in the chat box. You can earn CEUs because you're a presenter, you're like one of 200 sessions. So you're not going to attend your own, you're going to go to all the other ones and you can get credit for all those. So absolutely, as a presenter, you can still earn the CEUs. There is going to be a price. So just keep this in the back of your mind. I think it's $49.95 or something, but it's unlimited CEUs then. So you pay that, you attend as many as you want. And we will close those on April, I should have had this in front of me. A week or two after the convention, you can still keep watching them and then pay. And then I'm going to run all the attendance for all the sessions. So make sure you take the survey, the session evaluation afterward. So I think it's like April 20, it's like the Friday, 25th or so. The best way for you to share your presentation, if you're within the platform, so if you're in the live feed, you can share it in the live feed. You can probably link it just within the live feed. But if you want to share that you are a presenter on Twitter, on Facebook, however else, in an email to your colleagues, just tell them the name of your session, tell them which learning track it's in, and then just tell them to register. So you can keep using the registration link or ncea.org to get people registered and in. Oh, there's one more thing. And all of the if you are, okay, I'm answering a question here. I get all excited. In the Learning Lounge, if you are going to be a Learning Lounge presenter, I'm going to send you an email with all of your instructions, which really is just the 4 facilitation questions. And that's all you're going to do. So I will send you those 4 questions and get you set up. But one thing I wanted to show you. So one of the menu items on the left here under help, you can direct yourself or any colleagues to these help videos that we created. They're not just the Cadence platform things, like we made these so you could answer questions in there. But we also put a resource in here that we created, which was actually super fun. It reminded me of being a teacher. But a watch party guide. So many of our participants are watching with their whole faculty. So the whole school is attending. And this is really for anyone participating to think through, like, what are your goals for attending convention? Because if you're anything like me, you go to giant conventions like ours, and on the drive home, you realize that you went to really random sessions and you don't know how you're going to implement any of it because you have 1,000 ideas swirling in your mind. And then it all just, your notes kind of go on the shelf and you move on with your day, and that's not really useful. So this is hopefully to keep you focused. So there's a couple of pages here for school leaders to think about different things for their intentionality of convention. And then also a couple pages here for them to give to all of their teachers in their building so that they can go in with a collective approach and then come out of convention and keep each other accountable. So please, I feel like this is a best practice. This is what we should be doing as school leaders to encourage good, thoughtful practices so we come out and do something with it. What are our goals as a faculty? What are we going to do 3 months from now? What are we going to do a year from now? Also some note-taking things in here too. So anyway, we're going to build on that each year if people like it. And it was a joy to make that. So that was one more thing. Okay, again, I can take as many questions as you want. If you see yourself, okay, good question. If you are in the attendee list and you see 2 or 3 of yourself, give us like 48 hours. We're going to try to fix as many as we can. It's probably because somewhere in the system we have 2 different email addresses for you. Is the biggest guess we came up with this afternoon. So if that's the case, you start building up the profile of you, put your picture in, build up the one, we'll get rid of the other. If you still see an error in that by Wednesday, we'll, then shoot us a help desk email. So I'm not going to be the one to answer all those things. So again, use the help desk email. If it's anything logistic, I might be the one, but I do promise you there are others helping me with that. And you can, I just put it in the chat box again. Anything, go to that support email. If it's about being a Learning Lounge facilitator, send that directly to me. Okay, did I miss any questions?
Hi, Jill, this is Desmond Williams.
Hi.
Good evening to you. Question about the form that you just showed us in terms of the planning document for the convention. That's downloadable?
Yes, it's a PDF.
It's a PDF.
So it's fillable or you can print them. So again, that's in help.
Okay.
And it's the first one on their watch party guide. Anyone who, so again, you guys got the sneak peek. Anyone who purchased a watch party for their school, they're gonna also get that in an email to us from us in a couple of days when they also get to get into the platform. So you guys got the sneak peek. So more to come for all of your colleagues.
Okay. And when will the data be available on the amount of watches and things like that? Is that something that's going to happen at the very end of the?
I'm under the impression I can look it up at any time, like if you're super curious, but I will run it for you after the fact if you want, knowing that people will probably still stay engaged for, I'm guessing probably the week after convention, we'll still get a bunch of people in there. They're going to want CEUs. They're going to start telling colleagues, hey, did you miss this session? Go to that one. That kind of stuff's going to happen for a little ways. Everyone will have access to everything in here through June. So I could also run final reports end of June and let you know. But yeah, so I don't think we will, I wasn't planning to auto send to everybody all those things. I'm gonna have to see how those spreadsheets come back to me. But if you are curious, you can absolutely email me after April 8th and we will get you that information. Great, thank you. All right, I'm gonna say goodbye, but stay on so that if anyone has lingering questions, but they don't think they're for everybody, I'm happy to answer those. So your asynchronous session, your on-demand session is not going to have a live runtime because we would have 200 of those going through people's feed and it was going to be hard to manage. So instead people get to choose what they want to go to and in what order. And keep in mind that the live sessions are very like inspirational. So think about how you do synchronous and asynchronous in your schools. Like if you have all your students' attention, whether they're in 12th grade or first grade, like you use that time to pump them up, right? Just like a coach, you pump them up for 10 or 15 minutes and you let them fly. That's how our live sessions are going to feel. All of the deep work, the hard work, that's happening in all of your sessions. That's where we want people to pause, look at the screen, reflect, do something. Okay. And I saw that delivered in all of your sessions. So I think we are truly modeling what should be asynchronous and what should be synchronous learning through this convention. So please spread the word. I don't want people to think that just the live is all we have. And that's my biggest fear. So make sure that your colleagues, everyone you're working with knows that the on-demand library has so much in there. Okay, good. All right. Well, I'll stay on. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless your work. I'm so grateful to work alongside you. And I'm going to share this out for anyone who missed it. And if you have questions as you play in the platform, please ask me because that's going to help me answer like 4 dozen other people who had the same questions because we're building it as we go. That's the theme of the last, 12 months. But it's been a joy. And I think we've learned a lot about how people learn, how adults learn, how kids learn. And I'm grateful to be doing this work with you. So I wish we were going to LA, sunny LA. I live in Michigan. We just need the sun. MC's laughing. She's also in Michigan. But we're also glad we're going to reach all kinds of participants who wouldn't have afforded or been able to go spend their spring break in Los Angeles. So I am also really grateful that we are spreading throughout the country in a different way this year. So thank you for your help with all of that. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Let me know if you need anything. Thank you for all of your work. I will stay on if anyone has a question.
Okay, I have 2 quick things. Oh, go ahead.
Thank you, Jill.
Thank you.